all the way to the left. What's this? Drag it over.
As Mongols, winner of the instant
Click the video.
classic.
A lot of people see it. So that's the way that I see it in a lot of cases, and I think that's the way a lot of people see it. So I think in this debate, you're definitely going to have some people defending Hasan, and I think that's always what's going to happen.
True.
Because they just think that they're effectively on the right side of history.
Yep.
Pow pow my pants, thank you for 50 gifted subs. But I think that overall, I think Ethan did.
I just like that his Twitter feed. Is this some racist shit, the second video? I'm just guessing because it's... What else? Can you read that? Or is
Hasan, you're being crazy. Ethan Klein, very good. You have no problems killing Jewish people. They're being crazy. Oh, yeah.
On top with this debate, and I think that he did look better. And I think that especially with like a lot of the clips and the things that Hasan ended up saying, like for example, I mean, Hasan basically said that it's acceptable and okay to target innocent civilian ships and then take those civilians hostage, and it's a means of negotiation or some type of pressure. Now, in my opinion, I mean, you're basically endorsing a terrorist organization.
Stop equivocating. Don't use weak language here. He's not basically endorsing it. He is avowedly
10 toes in.
10 toes down. He said it. He
said
literally said 10 toes down. Wait, hold on. Wait, real quick.
85K to rent.
Stop.
What is wrong with this internet here?
It's the internet. Uh-oh. Deposit. See?
Yeah, sure. Pricing? No, this is event. Pricing is for parties and meetings only.
Who? You dumbass.
This is totally.
Well, no,
different.
it says right here box for boxing.
No, it says box office staff. This is not the same thing. It's a very, very different thing. If you think they're only out 85K for that, you're fucking wild and out. We didn't finish the.
We're about to.
Gold.
Fat guy. The real Hasan and Hasan and Ethan. Okay, wait. Hold on. This is hard without I have no keyboard. Okay, I'm doing my best. Wait, no! I don't need it. I got it, though. Okay. Wait. Oop.
And at that point, I mean, this is negotiation or some type of pressure. Now, in my opinion, I mean, you're basically endorsing a terrorist organization at that point. I mean, this is terrorism. I mean, if you look at the definition of it, that is terrorism.
Yep.
And so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Should Hasan be banned for that?
Yes.
I think that if you make a liberal reading of the TOS, it's undeniable that that would be the case.
Can I just say that how funny it is, not to be salty, but that I was permabanned? Well, what did I say? It wasn't the inbred comment. It was, or I thought it was subhuman, but it might have been inbred.
Yeah, about
I said that the trans activists on Twitter are fucking inbred, and that got me permabanned.
Not it's like beyond permaban.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, because usually after 6 months you could at least appeal. This guy has said that every single trans minor is the result of mental illness. Okay, full stop.
Hasan
and now Hasan is like, yeah. I do 10 toes down, support Houthies taking hostages for 1 year, and I think that's good. And it's like, holy shit, that's just very funny to me.
It's crazy.
That's very interesting.
And we're gonna clip the fuck out of it.
Creator Clash 3. Good luck, guys.
No, bad luck. I wish the worst. Actually, let's just go through LSF. That's gonna be the most current shit.
True, actually.
Whoops. Whoa.
AB, when AB was like, I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, by the way,
I don't
that's
even know
something
where we
I
are
looked
right
into.
now. Did you click into this on purpose?
I did click into this.
Okay.
This is Papa Gut. He
Okay.
was a friend of the stream. Now he's a hater. But, you know,
damn.
we'll still watch him.
I that's something I looked into, and I was actually wrong about that for sure.
Okay, don't you feel like this kind of misinformation is somewhat? Don't you think that saying stuff like that is going to make people?
I love that.
Infer that you
I
might
love that
be
in this conversation.
more pro-Israel.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
True.
Sorry.
He was doing his impression of Dan every single time he talks to Maya. True, thank you.
I love how in this conversation, Ethan is like admitting, like, yeah, you know what? I misspoke there when he actually misspeaks. And Hasan refuses to admit that he misspeaks places. Like, it's actually so interesting. Like how Hasan, like that's, and so like if you're an idiot and you're watching this, you're like, wow, Ethan's admitting to being wrong sometimes. Like he must be more wrong. Hasan is wrong so often he refuses to admit it. That is the only difference between the two. Is that
well, there's a few more differences besides that, but
true. I was hoping that people were catching that when Ethan fucks up, he'll admit it. He just answers immediately.
Hold on, we got some fucking. Oh god, you know that it's gonna be a war zone in these comments too.
Oh yeah, especially because wait.
YouTube drama?
No, type Hasan. I'm just curious. Is he actively looking at it?
whatever the fuck you want about Arabs, bro, and it doesn't matter. You can be a seating senator.
Okay, I don't want to watch
if a
Hasan
senator
content.
said this about Jews, by the way.
Enjoy it while you can, Hasan.
Wait,
What?
I am.
You can't reform
like
a
that he's
carton
eating.
of sour milk, Fetterman told Ben-Ami. According to the notes from the meeting referring to the Palestinians, Fetterman said he did not believe in a two-state...
Fuck!
No.
Why? You
I'm
love
not-
watching Hasan.
I don't.
You're going to pretend you don't now? The one time I
I
want to
only
watch
like
him?
watching Hasan when he's doing shit like that top clip right there.
Hasan doubles down on denying mass rapes on October 7th. Yeah, we saw that.
I want to watch it again.
The mass rapes, you disgusting fuck.
No, Hasan doubling down.
What?
You deny that mass rapes happen, not that rapes
Yes.
happen. Listen to my words.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I do
good.
deny
Well, there
it
you go.
Because there is no evidence. And
I just
for the
showed you
record,
two.
The clips that you used, ironically,
This is a minor meme, but generally, if you've ever had like a dog, when you like scream and stuff, like dogs will usually get scared. I love that this dog is just so used to Hasan being so fucking triggered all the time that she just doesn't even register all the fucking
the
screaming.
reason why I say it's out of context is because at that point, I personally took a position where I said very carefully and very deliberately that mass rapes that
Did you catch the part
directed
that was a little bit later in this? And he's like, okay, well, I'm not always very careful and deliberate.
Went out, yeah.
Yeah, after he was like, I'm always very careful and
I was like,
deliberate.
Ethan, I'm very, yeah.
did not happen. There was no evidence for this whatsoever.
4 survivors told authorities they were sexually assaulted on October 7th. Report.
Lies.
First-hand account of such crimes have been rare, as most
And
victims
not
were
only-
killed.
Hasan should have been like, October 7th of what year, though, Ethan?
Yeah. Of what year? By who?
Earlier
Wait, wait, wait,
testimony.
wait.
What nation were they a member of? What was their citizenship?
True.
Raped by terrorists at the Nova Festival. 4 people have told authorities that they were sexually assaulted by terrorists on October 7th. Channel 12 reports. On Thursday, adding to a growing body of evidence of...
YouTube, donut operator.
Nope.
Oh, wait, hold on. We were on that fucking best algorithm. Get the fuck out of here.
Hot. 24 hours.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be definitely.
The Anne
oh,
Frank
yes.
Houthies one. Bro.
Oh, God. This is all. I have to
You
put the keyboard
called
here. You
a
might.
genocide is actually being done
Might
at
get a
the
little
behest
chub
of
here.
Jews.
That's not
so
true.
Of course, for everyone
Israel
in that
doesn't
side
claim
of
they're
the fucking
doing it
world,
on
when
behest
they
of
say
Jews.
Jew, it's interchangeable with Israel. Many of these people,
Do you
including
think he's like Anne Frank?
What?
Do you think he's like Anne Frank?
Oh,
Can you imagine how terrifying? Me, Ethan, and Asmongold would be like the 3 fucking twitchy, retarded horsemen of the facial expressions if we were all screaming at once.
of course, absolutely.
Did
he has
Anne-
withstood
did Anne-
genocide. He has withstood genocide. by
Imagine they
deciding-
combined all 3 of you guys into
Holy
one person.
shit.
The eyebrows, the jaw,
John, the Tourette's,
and the
oh my
fucking
God,
hands.
dude, you'd be
Holy
fucking, it would be over.
Damn.
Of course I do. I think that talking to, but my
Anne
point that I
Frank.
was fucking presenting, my point that I was
Anne
fucking
Frank is
presenting.
famous for being a pacifist and seeing the good in people despite a fucking Holocaust that took every member of her family but her dad. That's why she's inspiring. This guy went on Twitter and said, fuck
Would
Jewish
you think
people.
Anne Frank would be less inspiring if she somehow was able to get out?
If
of
she was
the-
like, I wanna
of the
kill
place that she
Germans
was
and hang them?
Yes.
up arms against the Nazis? Would you say that Anne Frank is bad for that? Say Anne Frank is bad for that, Ethan.
For something that
Say
didn't
Anne
happen?
Frank would be bad if she took up.
Dude, Hasan
arms
probably
against the-
realizes he fucking is throwing so hard during this moment. Like, I don't even know why he would engage this. This is like, you say nothing. You say, Ethan, I'm not engaging with it. This is stupid. You're trying to catch me in something and you refuse to answer. That's the only way to win here.
The reason why he has to do this is because in their mind, the only way to defeat the oppressive power structures of the West, it has to be through violence. Hasan, this is what he won't actually say. Hasan hates people like Anne Frank, or he hates
He probably does hate Anne Frank.
Yeah, or people like MLK. Like, these people only want the violent. They want the Malcolm X's. They want the, the violent resistance. They have no appreciation for. They have no respect for. That's why when he for any nonviolent resistance. That's why when they cite people like Nelson Mandela, it's only to talk about the violence, and it'll ignore the fact that in 50
he didn't want to
years
do it.
the
Yeah.
ANC killed dozens of people, not the thousands and thousands, or not the overall genocide that fucking Hamas would want. Or it's why the ANC like specifically targeted government infrastructure and stuff, because reconciliation of the people was important. But yeah, these people always just want to do the most violent option. They have no respect for nonviolent or pacifist types of.
Today is a good day, so let's just go down. We'll close this. Let's just go ahead and do the Dr. K.
Oh my God, we're gonna wait. I want to watch.
And
I need to
Pirate
watch
Software?
This is apparently. I only get to listen to like 10 minutes of this. It seemed like this was a brutal talk. That's gonna be a
This
hard
is-
one for you Because
You know what was more brutal? I wasn't here for this because I was traveling at a conference when this happened. But apparently, Amaranth, I think she blamed, well, she didn't blame me, but she said, like, because I was talking to Dan Saltman about, how I had my investments, that's what, that's why I got robbed. She thought, or I think she said something like that. I actually haven't even seen the clip yet. And then Dr. K, this fucking cocky motherfucker, said, stop, hold on a second. What's a Dan Saltman or some shit like that? It was very funny. He knows who I am.
WHO'd you.
He knows who I am.
WH Omega Lol.
He did do that. But he did that to try, because he's smart enough to do the who mega lolled me.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch this one clip right here.
Okay, watch the one clip.
All right, let's get into this.
I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase.
Sure.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. I don't see it that way, but all right.
Right? So, so
This guy was like 2 canon events away from being a Mr. Girl, by the way. He was so close to it.
I don't know. This guy lives on a planet that is so, like, this guy is the complete polar. Who's the guy that, like, ended his drama in, like, 15 minutes? What was his name?
Oh, Dr. Lupo.
Dr. Lupo. He's like, you know what? I cheated. My bad. You know what? I fucked up. Pirate Software is the polar opposite. This guy, he has found, actually, I'm thinking of another person that's done something
Oh my
like
God. Oh my God, I just had a trauma moment. Did you ever have kids in school? I swear to fucking God, some of these kids. You ever have kids in school that would read ahead and they'd raise their hand and they'd be like, oh, blah, blah. And the teacher would be like, oh, did you read ahead? And they were like, oh, no, I just, but they were reading ahead so they could be the fucking teachers.
I don't remember that happening.
Oh my God, I bet he was that kid. And I bet he failed the test. I bet he's the kind of kid who the teacher would assign a reading, like, make sure you read chapter 9. And he's like, I'm just going to read the first, like, paragraph of chapter 10. And then in the beginning of class, he would raise his hand and contribute to, like, for the next chapter. And then he would fail the test. Guaranteed.
What a smarty pants.
True.
That's what we call him. But Pirate Software is like this guy that he has this uncanny ability to have kept the drama going on negatively about himself for so long. Like, why? Just shut the fuck up and you'll be fine. But you remember, like, it was like, was it over a month that, like, every day there was a new Pirate Software drama? I felt like we talked about this motherfucker for over a month on a...
Was this before the election?
This was the whole...
No,
like,
I know, but I'm saying, when did this happen? It wasn't that long ago, was it?
I don't think it was that long ago. Probably like 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. I can't remember.
Close to the election. It was in January. Okay, based.
He kept this going so long, and I was gonna say I can't say anything right now, but I'm thinking of a person who also has a skill. Like, if you think hard enough.
Anne of War.
No. I'm not, but I'm also not going to say, but there's another person I can think of that has a skill of keeping drama going when it should have ended a long time ago. And you should just stop talking about this.
Who?
I'm not going to say.
Is it related to me?
I'm not going to say.
Well, now I'm curious because I should know. Is this definitely somebody I know?
Like, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, obviously. But.
Well, because it could obviously be like 8 different people. Are you going to show me or are you texting me?
Yeah, I was going to text you.
Oh, that was like, of all the options you could have chosen, was the lamest.
Yeah, but the most on point of someone that just like, Jesus, you're keeping it fucking going. Sorry for the secret memes, chat. That's my bad.
Guys, that was the most disappointing secret meme.
Okay. All right, next. Yes.
Wait, we didn't even finish the clip.
We did. Didn't we?
Did we? No.
Yeah, we did.
I think sometimes the things that I talk...
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but...
Don't see it that way, but all right.
You don't see it that way.
Okay.
God, this is such a good... God, we're eating good on LSF today.
Just to be clear, and I just want to be crystal clear, ultra clear.
As clear as possible. Like, what's clearer than crystal?
Circumstantial evidence is the vast majority of evidence that you see in court.
And also
circumstantial evidence is really strong evidence sometimes.
It's all like most cases for rape in the United States don't go through with just circumstantial evidence. That's what you have, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have obviously your victim, assuming they're not charred and destroyed, like in the Israeli women or whatever. But like, if you were to show up to a crime scene and there was a guy who was laying on the ground and there were tire tracks all over his body, and then there was another guy with a monster truck and he gets out of it, and you look at the crime scene, like all of that is circumstantial. None of that is direct evidence of a crime. It's all circumstantial.
True.
But I mean, like, it's pretty, like, yeah, just, I just want to say that, because Hasan kept bringing up, he was like, bro, there was, like, all they had was circumstantial. They didn't get any forensic evidence is circumstantial evidence. It's also circumstantial. But whatever. This is random.
Information gathered from multiple and independent sources at different locations. There are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence occurred at several locations across the Gaza periphery, including in the form of rape, gang rape, during the October 7th, 2023 attack. Credible circumstantial information which may be indicative of some forms of sexual violence, including genital mutilation, sexualized torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, was also gathered.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I'm gonna walk you
Are
through
they
this
hallucinating?
real quick. No. So
I couldn't believe, by the way, that Hasan did that.
So
Oh, he
so
kept
many
calling him
times,
crazy and
like to his face, being like, Ethan,
crazy.
you're crazy. You're hallucinating. You're imagining things. Like, it's the most. This actually.
It's the equivalent of Ethan, or I'm sorry, of Ian doing a whole ass video saying, Ethan, you're being a deranged, like, a crazy lunatic, imagining that all of your enemies are conspiring.
When they
wake up, Ethan. Here we all are, dancing in Hasan's fucking room. I'll making a content cop on you, by the way. And you're crazy for thinking that. Or the fact that Ian, in the course of, I want to say it was in like the time span of 2 minutes, Ian literally said, why are you assuming that our silence here means something just because we didn't say anything? And also, we didn't say anything because we agree with them. Our silence does mean something. We agree with them.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah.
Like, this. I'll say this. This conversation, I already thought Hasan was an anti-Semite, but now I am positive.
Damn.
I am positive. Are you not? Do you give him the, like, no, he's just a wokey? His complete inability to even acknowledge, like, any plight of the Jews at all.
He could just be Marxist.
It's close. Same shit.
He's also a Turkish, though, which is, they're like the kind of the Nazis of the Middle East. So.
I mean, how many Armenians did they kill? You ever
enough,
hear Hasan
clearly.
going in, talking about trying to give back land in Turkey to Armenians? I'd be curious if that was ever the case.
Jesus.
So, credible circumstantial evidence. Do you know what that means?
It means that there's, yeah, of course.
Like how Ethan said that. I don't think either of them knows what that means. But
Circumstantial evidence is not a substitute for forensic evidence. Credible
That's why I said Pixar didn't happen, bro.
Not
You need
enough
rape
to
kits.
prosecute.
Hasan needs
Credible
rape kits.
circumstantial evidence is not enough.
Pixar
to
didn't happen, right?
Prosecute rape, which is precisely the reason why.
This
the
is,
Israeli
Information gathered.
Oh, real quick,
yeah,
clippable moment.
you don't have to be real quick, but go ahead.
This is why Hasan loves Diddy parties so much. Because there really wasn't that much physical evidence that's tied Hasan to these parties. All we have is circumstantial evidence of Hasan saying that he wanted to go to a Diddy party, that he knew what went on, that he knew what went on, and then that he said that he went to one, but we don't actually know what went there. So I think
that would be eyewitness testimony to yourself. That would be direct evidence. We have direct evidence that Hasan went to a Diddy party.
that is true. We do know that Hasan has admitted that he went to a Diddy party.
True. Core memory unlocked, bro.
Yeah, core memory. I did.
Bro, they had like the AI girl on screen, the pedophilia stuff.
His fan base is so fucking delusional. I've said this before. Of the 30 investors I had, Sean Combs wasn't even one of them. It was Bad Boy Entertainment. They had less than 1% of 30 people in 2009.
Wait, his name is Sean Combs, and they didn't know this guy was doing.
you should have put together 2 and 2 at that point.
Jesus, well, more like 6 and 9.
Oh man, these are fucking war. Hasan is malding over this right now.
Circumstantial, yes.
Do you think that
circumstantial evidence being weaker is a common myth? The first thing my evidence professor said during law school is that circumstantial evidence is often equivalent and in many cases stronger than direct evidence. True, because direct evidence is usually stuff like eyewitness testimony, which can be notoriously unreliable. Good job.
Underscore. Oh, look, he has underscores in his name too.
Oh, cute.
Believe all women until they're Israeli. Fucking.
Oh, there was a rap line that somebody said for that, I think.
What was it?
My rap battle.
Oh.
Can't believe you didn't commit it to memory. The real difference between... Oh, this is when he ends. And he says,
AB when AB was like, I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, by the way, I that's something I looked into, and I was actually wrong.
Oh, we already
about
saw
that,
this.
for sure.
Okay.
That's where
Don't
he's
you
like,
feel
oh,
like this kind of
normies, whatever,
misinformation?
blah. Okay,
so correct.
good.
Remember what I said before also, guys, in terms of how LSF works? Because Hasan is going to be blaming me exclusively. But I always say it's like the nations of the Firebender anime, Avatar.
I've
right?
never seen it.
It's always...
I mean, I saw Avatar, but...
Isn't that the one with the Fire Nation? Avatar The Last Airbender?
Oh.
Not the blue people.
Oh, no, I only saw the blue people one.
Dipshit. But right now...
Oh!
What? The
Destiny goes off on Hasan.
The Asmongold community and my community
Are aligned.
and probably X's community and OTK would be neutral here, my guess. So Hasan is going to get obliviated on LSF because...
Ooh, that's a Vosh word.
Well, no, that's a word that came from the one guy. Oh God,
Harry Potter.
No, the weed guy.
Oh, the weed guy, Casey Tron.
Fulcrum.
I don't know. I don't know who that is.
You don't know Fulcrum?
Nope.
Oh, well, he's a raging anti-Semite neo-Nazi now, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Destiny goes off on Hasan denying rapes for no...
Let's see. I want to see what Destiny said. Do you think he was based?
I can't watch. I'm not watching clips myself.
All
Wait.
right. Pirate Software.
Busy typing the whole time.
I know. I hate that.
Oh, no.
Oh, my. Is he going to call him out?
Reading out things that evoke the response of the other people.
I mean,
So
I
when
know
you
he
tell a
usually like
story
just Googles
that
answers to puzzles
other
and games.
people
Is that
are
literally
just,
what he's doing right now?
like,
He's Googling the
crazy,
answers to
and it's the
therapy?
internet and it's parasocial.
That chick's funny.
That'd be pretty funny. She gets -5 though for sounding like Manx, but
Ooh. Why would he?
Over this whole over the last 2 hours, there's something about the way that I hear you talk that rubs me the wrong way.
How is it? How bad do you have to be as a person? Where Dr. I bet if I went to talk to Dr. K, he'd be like, Dan, you know what? I respect what you have to say, but I think that you're on a good path. I guarantee there's no way he would leave saying shit like this. This is crazy.
well, I remember as soon as I turned it on, I wish I could remember what he said, but Dr. K said something. He said something like the way that you apologize in a way makes it so that you can. He called out a really like high level crazy manipulator tactic, and I was like, damn, that's a very confrontational statement. And yeah, it sounds like this whole interview was like crazy.
Yeah.
There's something about the way that you talk that seems...
It's manipulative. Just say it.
dismissive.
Yeah. Close enough.
I bet he chokes those ferrets.
Jesus. Choke my ferret.
Ethan is in the zone.